Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking the time to spend a little time with me. I always appreciate that. And before we get started, I have to give a shout out to Operation Sports, who has this blog on their website. I will put a link in the description so you guys can check it out. And shout out to a couple people that I actually know over at Operation Sports, Steve Noah, as well as my guy, Millennium OS. All right, now, guys, I definitely just want to give my quick thoughts, man. Not necessarily on this blog because it's too much to cover. You're going to have to read it for yourself. But I want to explain, this is the reason why. You've heard me say this before, but this is the reason why 2K Sports, in my opinion, is still the king of franchise mode. Now, I'm going to scroll through some of this, guys, and then I'll hit some of the bullet points. But I'm just going to, casually stroll through it. And as I'm speaking, so you guys can at least see how big this blog is, number one. But explaining myself a bit. The reason why is because of depth. That is the reason. That's the only word that I can come up with when I think about 2K's MyGM and MyLeague is depth. It is so deep. And, to be fair, the only games that I typically, play that has a franchise mode is, Madden, NBA 2K, NBA Live. I've recently got on board with MLB The Show. I very casually play NHL and FIFA, so I can't really include those games in my, in my opinion. But out of the four main games that I just mentioned that I play, this is why they're still the king. This is the reason why even NFL 2K5 still gets a nod. Look at the depth in this. Look at all this stuff. And as you can see, my my mouse is in another room and it's disconnecting there, guys. It's a lie. Oh, there it is, reconnecting. This is live, man, so I can't control what you're going to see on the screen. It is what it is. But this is the reason why. This is the stuff that a sim gamer wants. Now, I'm not excluding any other gamer. I'm just speaking from my behalf. Me being a sim gamer, like a sim sports gamer, this is simulation as well. Not just what happens on the court, on the field, but the things that happen off the court and off the field that determines what does happen on the court and on the field. That is the full simulation experience. And this is the reason, man, just reading through this. Look, I'm not even done. Let me keep scrolling. This is the reason why I'm so hard on Madden. Now, I understand, for Madden 18, we all understand, and look at this, my mouse. Y'all are going to see that, man, from time to time. So excuse that. Won't hold you too long here. But we all understand, even though we don't necessarily agree, we understand why Madden 18 is not going to have huge and significant changes in CFM, right? We get it. We're not happy about it, but we get it. But I'm telling you right now, I'm starting this campaign right now. Madden 19 must show some significant improvements in franchise mode. Because look at this, man. NBA 2K is at a point where their gameplay is good enough to start branching out and expanding more areas of the game. Is it perfect? No. You've heard me say numerous times, and a lot of you guys have said, there are issues going on in NBA 2K's gameplay. We haven't seen 18 yet. But we know there's a lot of legacy issues that was in 17. We know that no game is perfect. But I feel like Madden is reaching that point. Madden 18, to me, from what I've experienced, that gameplay now is at the point where, okay, now you can start focusing heavily on franchise mode as well and gameplay. No more of trying to get it to a place. I think the place is there. Not saying that you stop with gameplay. I'm just saying I think now you can really go hand in hand. This has got to happen. It has to happen, guys, and we have to hold them accountable to start showing some significant improvements. If you look at the list that our good buddy Deuce Douglas put out there, that super comprehensive list, I mean, it's one of the greatest blogs I've ever seen from a community guy. All they have to do is start working from that list. They don't even need the feedback from us no more. Everything we can ask for is in that list. And as you can see, look at how many of those things in correlation are here in NBA 2K. Let's just look at a couple things. So they're introducing this MyGM, the next chapter. I will be honest in saying I've never played MyGM. I'm a MyLeague guy. MyLeague is my favorite mode for franchise of all sports games right now. So I don't know how much of this stuff is new in franchise. I guess you guys can let me know. What caught my eye right here is this basically talking about, it says not long ago you were one of the brightest stars in the NBA, and apparently there was a knee injury. So it looks like the MyGM it's a narrative now from the perspective of a former player. That's interesting in itself, right? And even like it says here, you know, as a GM of your favorite team, the decisions you make and the paths you choose will ultimately determine the fate of the franchise. Very interesting. That is very interesting. And here, right here, like it says, fast forward 6 years, you find yourself at the outset of MyGM, the next chapter. After a number of interviews over the last couple of years, you have just landed a job as a GM of an NBA team, widely respected for your on-court success. You have finally found an owner that believes that the very drive that propelled you to the top of the NBA will help you propel his team to an NBA title. Now, I got to give my boy Smitty a nod. This is exactly what we talked about that Madden used to have, where players could either be retired or what have you and come back and be a part of the staff. There it is right there. Crazy. Now, let me just scroll down to a couple other things, because like I said, I don't play MyGM. I might actually have to look at it now since I am a MyLeague type of guy. Look at this. You know, look at all these bullet points. Supermax contracts, exception amounts, rookie scale contracts. Let's look at all of this stuff, man. All of these things. This is the depth. This is why 2K Sports, in my opinion, still is the king of franchise mode. Now look at this, analytics tool. Let's read what it says here. NBA 2K18 features an analytics tool allowing you to plot any two statistics, excuse me there for being a little illiterate right there, any two statistics, metrics, or vitals, age, weight, height, etc. against each other. In the above example, points per game have been plotted against three-pointers made per game, allowing you to quickly find the three-point scorers who are also volume shooters, if you will. Summon your inner Daryl Morey and create your own plots to come up with unique scouting data to help build your team into a contender. This is phenomenal. How many times I gotta say it, man? Me being a football and basketball guy, I can only dream of this being in Madden or whatever football game, which we all know Madden is going to be the game. I mean, the hopes of another NFL game, excuse me, that's probably gone. But we need this, and this is what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be the same genre to be competition. All of you guys who are fans of Madden and 2K, because most of us play basketball and football, we have to start leveraging the things that are in these other games and forcing their hand. Just look at all this stuff, man. And there was one other thing. There's my mouse again. One last thing I wanted to read, and then I will be out of here, guys. But there was one other thing that caught my eye. I think it's down here, if I'm not mistaken. Where is it? Where is it? I saw it earlier. It has something to do with, here it is. Player create added to MyLeague. Let me just read to y'all what this says. NBA 2K18 adds the ability for you to add new creative players to your already ongoing MyLeague saves, even mid-season. In previous years, all players needed to exist in the roster file prior to starting the game mode. You hear that? So this is, it says here specifically for those of you who like to play along with the real season and keep your roster up to date. You will now be able to create and add free agents to the league as needed. That is just incredible. How many times, guys, if you're like me, have you restarted a franchise because something happened? Even right now, you know, a lot of you guys, well, not a lot, but some of you may watch me stream NBA 2K and I'm using the created rosters with the rookies. I've had to start that over because when we got JJ Redick, you know, me being a Sixer fan, I wanted to play with that team. Now, I wouldn't have to do that in 2K18. So these are like the little things, man, the little nuggets, little bells and whistles that they're adding to their already deep mode. And those are just my thoughts on it, man. Like I said, guys, read it for yourself. It's too much here for me to try to read. But basically, again, here are my thoughts. This is why 2K Sports is still the king of franchise mode. And one word describes it all: depth. That's what we need in all of these sports games that we play, but primarily Madden NFL football has to get to this level. All right, so there are my thoughts, guys. Definitely, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, cut on your notifications so you are aware of a new video, and I promise it will never hurt you to hit that like button. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this one, but hey, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.